What's up guys, and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And in today's video we're going to be continuing building the go-kart from part 1. So if you guys watched part 1, which will be linked in the description below, all we did was make the frame. So this is the type of frame body design I'm trying to go for. And also we made the steering connection. So this is your steering mechanism. You tilt with your feet and the car will turn. So I bought a couple things which will help us make the rear assembly, connect the sprocket and the axles. I'll show you guys what those are, and let's get this video started. Give it a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe if you learned something new or enjoyed this video. First of all, I bought 4 wheels. I'm only showing you one for now. These wheels cost me about $8 to $10 each, so about $40 for the wheels. Then I bought this sprocket. This is a 40-tooth sprocket, and since the normal sprockets which you could just screw on were a little too expensive, so I went ahead and bought this well-done sprocket. You have to buy this hub separately. It cost me about $25. So basically, once you get your hub, it's all 5/8. The wheels and also the sprocket is all 5/8 for my axle, which is also 5/8. Basically, you get your sprocket and put it on top of this and weld it on. Just weld both sides on so it fits a lot nicer. Weld both sides on. So moving ahead, for our front 2 wheels which are connected to the steering, I bought ahead 4 pieces of aluminum tubing. They are roughly cut out to 6 inches. This is like really strong steel and it's really heavy. So I had to cut it with an angle grinder. You can probably cut it with a hacksaw or get it pre-cut. So I'm going to be making screws here and here and here and here, lining the screws up and drilling it through the wood. I'll explain more once we get there. Then I bought 4 locking collars. These are just $1 each. $1.30 each, and these lock on. I got 4 of them, and I might need some more, so I'll get those later. After that, I bought 2 pillow block bearings. Each pillow block bearings comes with this piece. You screw it onto the axle, and it stays really nicely. And you need 2 of those. Then in the back, if you can see, that's my axle. It's a keyed shaft, and it's 3 feet long, and it's 5/8 in thickness. There's a cut over here, as you can see, and that's meant for the keyway. I'll have to cut this keyway into smaller pieces so I can arrange it wherever I need it, and it fits in the cut right here very nicely. So first of all, I got my 2 pillow block bearings, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill 2 holes over here, 2 holes here, and 2 holes here. Put on the pillow block bearings like this, and screw them on. But the thing is, I'm just showing you guys this as a reference, but the pillow block bearings actually go on the bottom over here underneath on the bottom piece of this wood. So just drill in the holes from here, but when you attach the pillow block bearings, make sure you connect them on the bottom. Alright guys, so after a ton of drilling and making correct measurements, I finally got my pillow block bearings on. Right now, if you can see, I can move the rod through the bearing. That's not good, so you want that tight on, and to make it tight, you grab the other parts of the bearing, and that locks the bearing on. So I'll connect that on and I'll show you. So I connected those black parts on, as you can see, and now I can't move this anymore, and now it's all connected really nicely. So that's really good. All you guys should do is make sure you connect these 4 bolts really tightly, and yeah, we're about to move on to the next step. So if you guys remember, I made the steering at the front, so you're gonna have to disassemble that and take out this piece. This is that 24-inch piece, and you get this, and now you have to mark the front wheels. So you're gonna have to put the aluminum rods on top of the wood. You drill holes from here and back here, and on the bottom side of the wood you're gonna have to bolt them on. Same thing for this side. And once you've bolted those things on, once you bolted this on the wood, you're gonna have to drill a 5/8 hole, I'm pretty sure, from here all the way through here, and you're gonna need like about a 5.5 or 6-inch bolt that will go from here and connect on the wheels. I'll give you a brief example, and then once I actually do it, I'll show you again. This is the bolt you're gonna need. You're gonna have to put the bolt through this right here, right here, and then the wheel is gonna connect over here. The bolt will go from here through these 2 metal piping, and you're gonna have to put a nut at the end of this so it stays on. So that's how the front 2 wheels are going to go, and then you're going to have to connect this piece back onto the axle for the front area so you can steer. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you after that. So like at the start I said I'm going to get my sprocket welded on, and my dad welded it for me, as you can see. Welded really nicely on this side and on this side. So that sprocket is on tightly and it moves, and the whole axle is moving when you move the sprocket. Okay guys, so I connected these two pieces of metal tubing here and here. The thing is, I used my angle grinder to cut them, and it didn't make the cleanest of cuts. As you can see, it's kind of off here and it's really sharp. So I'm going to have to grind those edges. Same thing with over here. This one's a little longer, so I have to cut that a little bit shorter. And I said earlier, I was going to be sending this 6.5 inch bolt through both of these pieces, and some of it come out from here. The thing is, drilling in metal, the drill bits are quite expensive, and I have a welder. So it's a lot easier for me, instead of drilling the holes, just simply weld this piece right here. You could also easily do this by screwing it through, which I do recommend because that was my original idea, but welding is a lot easier for me. So if you guys have a welder or know someone who could weld for you, this is a lot easier. Same thing you're going to have to do over here. Just mark the center and then weld or screw through. Okay guys, so the other part of the go-kart is actually at the shop getting welded. So I have this chair at home. It's an $8-10 chair. $8 to $10 chair from IKEA. No one really uses it, and luckily it already has holes in it. So I'm going to go ahead, cut off the legs and mount this on the car. So this is basically the example. That's where your steering is. That's where you're going to sit. The engine will come somewhere here. The sprocket is on. So basically we're good to go. In part 3, I'll just show you guys how to mount the engines, connect the cables, the brakes. Alright guys, so now at this step I have basically everything on. The chair, the front steering, the front wheels. Things have gone according to plan. So later on in the next video, I'm going to connect an engine back here. The chain will link to the sprocket. After that, I'm going to go ahead and weld everything on just for double measures. Because, I don't know, my keyways are coming loose. I put the sprocket on, connected the keyway, but it's still sliding now. Even with the pillar block bearings, everything's not sliding. They didn't stay on. So that's a problem. So I'm going to have to weld that to fix that. I got the front area on. So be sure to connect 2 bolts when connecting the wheels, otherwise the first bolt will come off, so the second one makes it stay put. So this is how the steering is going to work. I'm sitting on the seat, and if you want to turn, you can just push it to each side and it'll make nice turns. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe. This is part 2. Part 3 will be out in maybe in a month, but I don't think I'll be able to test drive this because the winter is about to start. But anyways guys, if you enjoyed, give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and see you guys next weekend.